Welcome back, Iron investors, to your favorite YouTube channel, Iron Capital Talks, the podcast where we aim to interview C-level executives, founders, generally speaking, successful investors from the blockchain industry to reveal here at this table their journeys and experiences, most importantly, the mindset behind their massive success. In today's episode, the conversation is with Oliver von Wolff, one of the most sophisticated investors I know, founder and CEO of Helion Ventures, top venture capital in the Middle East and Africa with $20 million investments in gaming only. Watch till the end to find his valuable insights, legit Iron investors. Welcome, Oliver, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yes, thank you very much, Danny, for inviting me, coming here today and talk a bit with you. I really appreciate the opportunity and looking forward to find out the Iron Capital talks here, especially the iron part.
Yes, the iron part is basically more in the mindset, because I'm a huge believer of this part where behind any successful entrepreneur is actually backed by an iron mindset. So I will be very happy if you can reveal more stuff from that room with us today, and I'm sure you will. I'm just going straight to the point, and I know you have big experience in the blockchain and the digital finance industry. I want you to share a little bit with us your journey so far, and actually how you landed in this industry.
Yeah, well, as most people know, I'm from Germany, and I'm coming originally out of the investment banking real estate industry, then more or less like startups, telecommunication, and this part. And finally, 2019, I came to blockchain and crypto, I would say more or less by accident, as many people, I think, in this industry. But no, it was an interesting journey because 2019 or 18, I was thinking about to do something different, and I got a bit like affected from startups and the entrepreneur part in startups. And I really like this attitude very much, that people have a vision, they're trying to execute. And I found very quickly out the biggest part is the execution. You have people that have great ideas, great mindsets, all these kind of things, yeah. But very often they're missing the part of the execution, professional operation, be how to make a business plan, how to propose this, and all these kind of things. And I find they're a good opportunity because I'm very experienced as a COO, CFO. I was always, let's say, in the second line. I never was a guy staying in the front line. I was very afraid about light and all this kind of things and giving interviews. So this has been changed also in my journey when we're coming later a bit to the mindset maybe. So in 2019, I started by a company in Germany. We were number 3 issuing a full regulated Bitcoin ETF to the German stock market, to the etc. We had a white label asset management platform in the Caymans. We had Zika funds in Maltese, and I was their employee number 4, as much I remember. And this was how I came in contact with real like blockchain crypto guys. It was a great experience because it was completely new for me at this point. Unfortunately, I also belong to these people who said very early when people ask me, you want to invest in Bitcoin or something? I said, oh no, I'm a real banker. Don't come with these things to me, okay? So, well.
Very traditional.
Yeah, people making mistakes. Yeah. So other ones got rich, not me.
Yeah.
So, but
we can call it now mistakes, but at that point, it was a totally different angle to look at the entire technology, right?
Yeah, I'm not very technology driven. It's more or less the same process, the same mechanism. It's just different names with different other procedures and other mindsets, let's say, and skills and all these kind of things. But if you know how an IPO works, you're closer to how an ICO works, and you're more inside or faster inside. After it, I came from this company then to Dubai. We tried to do here like a dual listing of the regulated products here on the NASDAQ and on the DFSA. We applied for a 3C license. It was already like 2019. And from there, then some life change. The blockchain crypto space is fast. So they decided...
The bull run came, right?
Yes, but they actually decided not to stay in Dubai and decided to go back. So it was their fault today, I would say. Yeah. So, but I said, no, guys, I want to stay here. I feel happy here. because I'm going back until 99 when I've been first time in Dubai or Sharjah at this time. So I have a long story. I have a lot of friends here. And I said, no, I'm not going back to Europe. I want to stay here. Then I got hired from CVVC, CV Labs from Switzerland as managing director here for the MENA region. I also was responsible then for the DMCC Crypto Center, which I think quite successful managed. So we had like from September 2021 to like last year in May, we incubated like over, 1,000 companies at this time, so quite many. Yeah, and I got more in contact with all of this, let's say, crazy blockchain and crypto guys. And at this time was still very early, let's say, here also for Dubai. There were not much regulation, no VARA, nothing. Was like a bit like wild east for blockchain and crypto here. Yeah, and this is still, a lot of these people I still know. I'm in contact with many of them. We are still friends. We're going together having party or meet or more settled, let's say, barbecue today, yeah. And that's very nice to be part of this ecosystem and community, because I have seen how Dubai has been grows, and now I can honestly see how the blockchain and ecosystem has been grown here in Dubai, and it's just a great feeling,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also, as a personal level, I mentioned here in our podcast the beautiful journey of UAE as a country, the way how they develop in the last years. Literally, they changed the map of the world, and the way how they put everything behind every single detail, the way how they manage is absolutely...
Yeah, it's amazing, especially how fast they're adapting opportunities. When we were 2019 and I had the first conversation in the DFSA and by the Nasdaq to talk about a dual listing of a regulated product. So of course, first regulated product, it's very easy. We are over-regulated. And they said, oh, no problem. You can do a dual listing. It's very easy. And then Bitcoin ETN, a DApp instrument. Wow, okay, you sort of had really to think about for a moment, what is this? Yeah, what the guy wants here. Yeah, so it was interesting. But I think today they're already like, they moved fast. And also I can say from like, as much I see from outside, the DIFC, if I compare nowadays to like 2019, 2020, they have been also developed a lot,
They are already ahead now.
Yeah, exactly. They are already ahead now. They hired good people. A lot of expats came, but also they had a lot of education internally, building up, let's say, this professional mindset of seeing this opportunity. And our first office was at this time in the Emirates Financial Towers, on the Gate Village, And I remember the first floor was completely empty. Yeah, you walk there were no, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is so empty. Yeah,
what am I doing?
Yeah, what I'm doing. And nowadays it's full, they have these events there and all kind of the startups. So it's a real community, and that's really nice to see that here's so much going on, a very positive mindset from authority and people coming here, because people who are coming here, they're most likely entrepreneurs with visions, and that's just very nice to see. It's very positive, and this is what I like on Dubai, actually.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great vibe. Anytime when we go and attend events, we know each other for, I think, 2-3 years already, right? Yeah. So obviously we meet in certain events all the time. And we see the vibe, like the people, how they interact, and the openness they have every time to listen to you, to see what you are doing in the space, what you want to achieve, the angle you want to build the business. And we have a lot of stuff to learn from them, particularly from this point of view of the mindset, the way how they act, and you see their kind of, what kind of moves they develop. Like they take experts in their field, bring them here, have this humbleness to listen and to learn, even at the country level, right? So then they are in the position to actually take a very accurate decision for further moves. This is literally like the ABC in business.
That's a very important topic, in my opinion. And that's also what Helion Ventures is trying to do. We're trying to bridge. What I mean with this, I'm coming out of this old industry, Yeah, you have on the one side, you have, let's say, a big like black and white now, but on the one side, you have this 70 years old investment banking guy who's sitting on a lot of money, but he's completely disconnected to the new industry. And the new industry today is blockchain, is crypto and all those kind of things. And they not even know what this is. So, but let's say the guy who's developing the next Microsoft, an exclamation, He's 20 years old, sitting maybe by his parents in a cellar and sitting in front of his computer and developing these things. So how to connect these people, how to bring them together. And we see one thing in this traditional industry, if you look to this equity products, what they're offering, in my opinion, there's not much return on investment anymore. So, and because they are not connected to this new industry, they have a problem to get the revenue for their products, to get the AUM, to get the revenue, and also to get a profit at the end of the day. And this is what we're trying to bridge. So we are very much focused on professional investors, family office, high network individuals, and trying to bring like crypto blockchain to them at home. But this is a long journey because most likely it's a big trust from their side to make an investment in something what they didn't know before. Yeah, and that's a long journey. You have to take them by hand, you have to lead them, you have to show them, you must feel that, or you must help them to feel comfortable, with these expressions, with the definitions of it, and also with the market, that they understand it. And it's a very interesting journey because, so what we see, if they start going this way, then they get a kind of addicted to it because everything is new, and from one moment to the other, it's like someone opens a new door for you. And you think, oh my God, I always was looking for investment.
There is a new world in front of them now.
And I just opened the door, and now I get so many projects and so many good investments that I never have seen before. And I mean, that's a bit the journey also what Helion Ventures is doing, looking for institutional investors who have smart money, who are open-minded, to take to our journey, let's say, to get investments in the blockchain or Web3 space.
But by doing this, do you face the challenge where actually you go and talk to these guys from traditional business, right? But prior to, develop in front of them the entire beauty of the blockchain industry, actually, at the first step, you need to work on their mindset, like a switch to see it as a new step to adapt their businesses to the new playground, right? Because as you mentioned, from now on, we just if you don't take in consideration as a business the blockchain industry or even more the AI now to incorporate all these tools into your current business, you will be outrated very shortly.
I think we're facing here a bit of misunderstanding of the industry. Actually, I always like to take an example, what I copied from someone else. So, but it's like in internet end of 90s. Everyone was talking, I have internet, I have access to internet. And Yahoo, I think, was the most popular searching tool at this time. And today, no one talks about this anymore. And I think with blockchain will be the same. And let's say in 3 to 5 years, blockchain will be integrated in our traditional industry. And it's just a common thing. So this is not something fancy anymore.
Exactly, yes.
And it's always also like, for me, or like Helion Ventures, we're investing in projects where the technology of Web3 gets implemented in traditional industry. That's our user case. These are our customers. So because if you just develop the greatest product, what we see very often, and when we talk with developers, they always say, oh no, I need this tool. But for like a commercial case, it's not needed to do it. So the question is here to find a balance between having a perfect product and having a product which you are able to implement it or to implement in a traditional industry. So, and this is actually for what we're looking for, this kind of products. It's not about we want to have a revolution, we want to change the world. No, it's about what kind of technology developments, what kind of fintech companies helps us to make our life better for tomorrow. So we see this, for example, in banking. We're investing in banking 4.0, how we say. This is not a new bank. That's not something out of the space. Of course, we all understand most of the banks are dinosaurs and they will have to change. But this is an ongoing hurtful process for the banks. But in the moment where they understand, okay, we have to change, then we must come and say, look, we have the right product for you. We can connect your like full regulated product. We can make it on a blockchain for you. We can put it on DeFi. We can take the risk from you. We can do your KYC AML with a barcode, for example. All these kind of tools are existing. Yeah, and then is the point to come with the right products to these institutional ones. Of course, you need contact before. This is a process. It's not going from one in 3 or 6 months. It's like meeting them, having a pitch, going there again, talk with them, having dinner with them, going to events together.
It's an educational process.
It's an
as well,
educational
yeah.
process. But
Yeah.
exactly when the point comes, when they are in the need help from outside to implement like a new structure, banking 4.0, for example, then you need the right products. And this is for what we're looking for to invest.
Actually, to find the right plugin in their businesses where you can have the biggest impact in their performance.
That's also something what a lot of startups maybe is a misunderstanding. So when we're going or they pitch, when startups pitch, I very often hear, if you just have 1% of this, 1 trillion market or whatever. No, that's a completely wrong question. The question is, okay, how do I fill a niche? And what is the niche? Yeah, because only in the niche I can grow as a startup. I don't need big revenues. I need to be profitable. Yeah, and I have to develop a product which is in a niche where I'm out of competition. Yeah, and then I can grow out of the niche. Yeah, so this is most likely, let's say, how successful startups start growing. No one goes in competition with big ones. That's crazy.
That interview for ABC, you mentioned this, like you cannot go big competing the big guys.
No, look, it's like sales point of view. And that's the difficult part. A lot of salespeople, they have a product, they're calling customers, they go to the customers and they're pitching. That's wrong. You go pitching when you know the need of the customer. And when you know the need of the customer, you can create a product which exactly fulfills the need of a customer. And this is when you go pitching. Yes. So the real job is not contact him and going to someone. The real job is, let's say, 40% of the work is before, to understand what is the need of the industry, what is the niche, what they need, how they develop. Because I invest in products which are common and useful from nowadays 3, 4, 5 years. So how the market looks like in 3, 4, 5 years. How is the logistic doing in 3, 4, 5 years? Yeah. So, and this is in what I'm investing.
Yes.
And this is the niche at the moment. So I can invest now in this niche in a product, and in 3, 5 years, when I understand, okay, this industry is now exactly at this point where they have to change, then I go there and say, look, guys, I have a solution. That's a good sales guy. Yeah. And this is what I mean. You invest in a niche, you have a leverage as an equity company. And at one point, when the market gets ready for it, you come with this niche product and then you have a big market. But then you are not in competition with everyone. Yeah, yes. Your biggest competitor should be yourself. So, and then you have really common, unique product, and you have this momentum on the market where you are in front of other ones. So, and these are the projects which are interesting and which equity companies supposed to invest in it. The problem is now that in equity companies, and the most equity companies and VCs who I see, they have very often they're deploying money, but they're not investing money. Yeah, so of course they're doing due diligence and they look inside of this, but they have, because they don't come out of the industry. I mean, that's the reason why I'm not doing something, for example, I don't know, in the food industry. I'm not coming out of the food industry. I have no clue how this looks like in the future. But I can say a lot about banking 4.0. I can say a lot about healthcare. I can say a lot about tokenization of real world assets. Yeah. So these are the topics where we're coming from. It used to be we make CMBS, ABS, all this kind of wrapping customer dApps and stuff like this and bring it to the market. And now we're doing just the same, but with different products. The methodology is the same. Yeah, we're just trying to fill a niche, what is interesting in the future. We have one project, for example, as a joint venture with Börse Stuttgart. Yeah, so wrapping and making debt instruments digital. It's a huge market. It's a niche market at the moment. So, and if you're there together with startups which filling this niche, and the team is good, the idea is good, yeah, the technology is good behind, yeah. And then you go to this established company, traditional companies, they are so thankful because they understand, okay, we need help. And now someone comes not only to sell something, also to explain us how does the industry works. And then they're very thankful at this point. And this is exactly then when you can leverage the product.
This is the beauty when you are you became expert in your field and you have the ability to go very vertical in that particular market because you actually know absolutely every single detail in there, and product is just the fourth or fifth step. Like you first you need to choose the market you want to perform in, then you create the exact audience you want to talk to, then you understand this audience needs, then you go and actually create products for their needs that meet the need.
Yeah.
And then you start from there, as you mentioned. Then you come and say, hey, I have this product for you because I know your need, but you already know the audience. This one we see a lot in when we come back to the blockchain investments.
Yeah.
We see, for example, in gaming, we talk a lot with a lot of developers, a lot of builders in gaming particularly. And one of my questions for them is, what's your targeted audience? And they go like, what do you mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
how come? Like you don't
develop
understand
something
this.
and you don't know to who sell it.
We are game. We go globally, and okay, but gaming is 3 billion gamers out there. You can't talk to 3 billion people. Like it's insane. You just need to niche your game. Like you are cars, you are shooter, you are strategy. This is totally different audience. It's very important to analyze this and go and attack the business with the right on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, we are Helion Ventures. We are like we have a very close cooperation, like a strategic partnership with Alibaba MENA region. Yeah, and we see a lot of Web3 projects with from their side. We have around 200 projects per month. We develop our own, let's say, AI technology to track our projects which coming over the website and which we're taking inside. So, and then we have maybe from this 200, 250 projects, we have maybe then, let's say 40 to 50 projects which have a high quality. And we say, okay, let's have a more detailed look into this.
I'm sure you are bombarded with projects.
Yeah, especially at the moment. So, but it's like, it's a very active market still, what I really like. But now what we see, it's a lot of course, one of the main part what we analyze is the founders team. And the most startups, they do not stay longer than 1 year. Yeah, and that's very interesting to see, you know, when you meet them the first time, everything is good and they have really an understanding of it. And like 1 year later, for some reasons, personal reasons, business reasons, you know, they get like already divorced. So it's very interesting to see also and to analyze the founders, who they are, where they're coming from, what is their track record, what they have done before, did they do a successful project? So had they had failures as well? Because people who failed most likely have experience, and they're a bit more.
Yes.
So it's very much also looking into this side. So, and that's actually for me, it's one of the most interesting part, because with a bit empathy, you get a lot of information about the company, about the product. A lot of founders, they have completely different interests about the exit. Some people, they want to sell. Some people, they say, no, my sons or my kids, they should still profit on it. I want to build a legacy. So it's completely different. And that's a really funny thing to see. It's like a lot of people, they're going to the same boat, but the boat, when it comes to the goal, finally, most likely completely different team.
Particularly when you see the vesting for the team ends right after they deliver the product, is for me is another not red flag, but an interesting point looking at, because that's the dimension of the way how they see their own product. Like if you just want to full your bag immediately after, that gives me a totally different perspective.
I mean, this is what we like on the bear market. I never been a guy for bullish markets. I'm just too boring, let's say, you know. I'm a traditional banker still, so inside of me. So
the roots are there. You can change
I don't
them.
like risk at all.
Yes.
I always see it from a risk perspective. What is not good as well. So thanks God I have partners around who say go, do. But you know, it's, as you mentioned it's a completely different trip at the end, or like a road for many people. But also this is very important, like from our side, from an equity company, when we're investing, how this mechanism looks like. And of course, if a lot of founders coming, they just have an idea or maybe like a draft of their idea. So we investing in people, we investing in founders.
Absolutely.
Especially in startups, seed rounds, all those kind of things. And then it's very important to understand who are these guys on the other side of the table. Yeah.
And more importantly, who are these guys after the project is successful? Because okay, maybe you have that very big drive behind you, are so ambitious to deliver and create outstanding product, but I want to see who is the founder when you have achieved everything what you just mentioned. What's the product after that? Do you see anything after, or is just, as you mentioned, big exit and bye-bye? Okay, if that's the case, at least we know as a starting point how we are going to position ourselves, but the path should be very clear.
It's also when we started Helion Ventures, we started as a really, let's say, Web3 equity company. This has been already changed. And this is what I mean, it's not about, of course you have goals, you need goals, you have a vision and you want to execute and you move forward. But very often, let's say, on the way to the goals, you find out, I have to adjust. At the moment, the market is different, or this product doesn't work because of this and that reason. And that's also very much depending on the founders to have an understanding and a kind of empathy for the team, for what they're doing, to be able to make adjustments.
How do you actually scan this particular point of view, like at the starting point, at the conversation level when you are pitched with the project and you just have the meeting with the founders, right? How do you scan, how do you read the founder's mind to see exactly his dimension and the ability to, to take the accurate decision upon that project?
I mean, that's the most difficult part, to be honest. And it's you wake up every morning with new surprises. It's just how it is. So sometimes you just wake up, you read your WhatsApp messages and think, okay, just give me a coffee between because otherwise it's too much in the morning.
Okay.
But that's the most difficult part, actually. Technique, all these kind of things are kind of process. What is able to influence and to proceed. The most difficult part are always human beings. And even you have the greatest business idea, if, let's say, if the management team is not d'accord about how and what they want to do, and also to be able to adjust in a moment, it's getting difficult.
To be coachable.
Yeah, it is coachable, and also to understand. So as I said, Helion Venture, we start as a Web3. So we did investments like in gaming and this kind of stuff. And then we found out, okay, we got approached from governments doing projects for them. So now we have, for example, a project with the Ministry of Economy for the blockchain or the future blockchain system for carbon neutral here for Dubai for 2030. It's a huge project, infrastructure project, and Helion Ventures, we got the only ones who got approached investing in a government legal company.
I've seen the level of partnerships you have developed is just
so
beautiful.
We have the same for Saudi. We got approached also from Ukraine now. Ukraine, they want to build the first really full tokenized real estate blockchain, a register, after the war. We got approached from them. So, and this is what Helion is. We are like a venture builder, We get opportunities and people coming to us. And they want that we're investing, not because we have the most money. No, we have the best mindset. We know exactly what is our strongest and where we can bring additional value to founders, to companies, how we can connect them, how we can do the adjustments and all this kind of things. And that's the reason what we have also to adjust, because for this, you need people with a completely different mindset as if you, let's say, deploying money. So our due diligence is different. What we're doing, we have a pre-due diligence, it's like a one-pager. Our full due diligence is even better than from banks. It's like 30 pages, and it really takes scoring all points inside. And this is what we're presenting then to our investors. So they know exactly, okay, these guys, they know what they're doing because they have done their homework. And then we know everything. We know about the founders, everything about the product, markets, niche, all those kind of things, competitors, and these kinds we're looking for. So But we're only investing if we know how to leverage not only the investor side, also the product side. Because it doesn't make sense just to fill your portfolio with gaming companies. The question is, okay, how to fill my portfolio that these gaming companies, they have synergies between each other. And this is what I mean, for example, with banking 4.0, what we had before. It's not about the bank. The bank will change anyway because the pressure will be high. But it's then coming with the right tools and products to help them to leverage their business. And that is, for me, at least for Helion Ventures, is one core part of it. And that's very difficult to find people for this. So anyone who think he's able to do it, more than happy to send his CV to Helion Ventures, yes.
Do you think the bank system in itself does have this willingness to put their ears at the table? Like,
well,
do they have this willingness, or they say, wait, we are banks, what are you talking? We need to do things in a certain way here.
Let's say by not over-regulated markets, the market is fixing this by himself. And banking today, I mean, I just named some examples, but where it's getting really interesting is my avatar AI for my investments is my bank. Mm-hmm. So I'm not doing the investments by myself. I have an avatar. I have an AI software behind. Yeah, this is my personal coach, let's say, for my investments, who is looking all the time. Okay, I give him a risk profile, and then he's searching all the market and say, okay, here's a token, there's a share, there's a stock. Yeah, this, that. So then it's getting really interesting. I completely agree. Banks are far away from this today. But the pressure will be so high. Either they want to live, then they have to change. Or
they need to adapt.
They have to adapt.
Yes.
That's not the question. The question is not, I don't have to make more pressure to them because the environment already gives them pressure. That's the reason why we have all of this kind, a protection mechanism and what the governments are trying to do to get rid of this crypto and all those kind of things. No, the pressure's already there. The pressure's high. And at one point, a bank will say, okay, guys, this CEO doesn't fit anymore for the product, what I need in the future. And if they're not able to adapt, then they will die, or they are able to adapt, and then at one point comes someone who make the changes. And then you have to be there, you have to see, this guy by this bank, he wants to change. Let's go to him, let's talk.
Yes, absolutely. In this frame of risk management, how do you position your Helion Venture VC in terms of, or maybe how do you manage as a CEO, particularly inside of bear markets when, solid projects are hard to be found, rare, and usually everything is postponed for upcoming sunny days, right? Everybody is waiting for better times to actually launch the project. And how do you approach this challenging times?
Actually, I would see it a bit different. I think in bear markets, you have even better opportunities to invest as in a bullish market. Yeah, and the reason why is because good projects, they also don't need money in a bear market. They are well funded, they have most likely good shareholders because they did everything correct. So they are not afraid about a bear market. Of course, bear markets, it's maybe interrupting the business model or the business plan. But at the end of the day, it helps to clean. Yeah, so, and we got now offers which we never would get in a bullish market. Yeah, because companies, they think, okay, I need now a partner who really bring me additional value and not just money. And this additional value is what Helion Ventures is delivering to these kinds of companies. And then you even, a company valuation, 80, 100 million, they come, look, we want to have you inside. Just tell me how much shares you want and what kind of percentage. So, and then you think, oh, wow, bear market is great. I never would have this chance in the bullish market.
More bear market.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, of course, equity companies, 99% we have to say no, because just too much.
Of course, no. Yeah.
So, but principle, I think bear markets, they give you much better opportunities.
If there is not something for you on the table, I don't trust you, right? Like just acquiring 99% of the company, it doesn't make sense for me as an investor. Otherwise, you have to be involved with just 1%. It doesn't make sense to be part of the company anymore, right? This is the angle you are looking at. That's why you don't take that much big percentage.
No, actually, if you invest in people, you have to trust people.
Of course.
And that's, let's say, it's the difficult part. Because we all know, and it hurts when you trust people and they're not trustable. And that's happened every day in a big case and smaller cases. So, and it's the same if you invest in founders or in projects. That you, how to say, it's difficult to leverage this. At the end of the day, you cannot. And if some people have bad intentions, you don't see it. Yeah. So, but you have to go this way to find it out. Yeah. And unfortunately, the projects that we have made very good experience, because the difference, let's say, also maybe from us to other ones, a lot of VCs, they have now their incubation studio. Yeah. Why they have it? Because they want to know the projects better before they're investing in it. What is completely correct. We're investing only in projects which we know. So this means that we already have done our homework. Most likely these projects, they're not coming to us through website or something. Most projects in which we invest in, they're coming through friends. They say, look, I have here a good project. Can you have a look? And because then it's already like,
another layer of trust between.
It's already like serious friend. But that's how we got proposed the best projects. So they're coming through our network, through our partnerships. And most likely there is already one or two layers inside then. Yeah. And this, of course, it helps a lot to say, okay, we jump or we don't jump. Yeah.
How do you stay ahead of the curve with this learning process, a constant learning process, to be up to date all the time with, analyzing the team and, because everyone is keep developing by themselves, right? Like founders, like builders. So they come with even more sophisticated products. And how do you actually have this strategy behind to stay up to date with everything what's going on the market?
I mean, if you are, let's say, I have very often the example to say why I should give money to an equity company when I can do by myself 1,000%. Yeah, so I believe that's a wrong triangle to take. Why? So let's say if I have a token in which I'm investing and I invest, let's say $100 and I have 1,000% exit, that's okay. But it's not, you cannot leverage this. That's not a strategy for equity company, because I cannot invest 100 million one token. I mean, it's now an extreme example, but just to make it clear. We need projects where we can leverage, and which are scalable for us. And that's a different part. Of course, in a bullish market, we have seen this in Dubai. Everyone was throwing money in the projects, and they did the ICO, and they sold the tokens. Yeah, they took the profit out, and then 2 weeks later, you saw the guys having parties somewhere like in Miami or wherever. Yeah, so I did something wrong because I never was in Miami for these parties, but I'm still existing in a bear market, and that's the difference. Yeah, exactly. So it's about kind of balancing the advantage and disadvantages at the end of the day. What we have seen now in a bear market, all these companies who has been just invested in a bullish market, they're not even now in what they have been invested. Yeah, and now in a bear market, you have to maintenance your investments. So, and that's the reason why we're not deploying money, we're investing money. That's for me a big difference. Yeah, it's a homework between. And investing money means that you also are able to maintenance the companies after it. And that's the even more difficult part. Because if you do the due diligence, it's a kind of momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a momentum.
Time-sensitive analysis.
Exactly. So then you have the way to go, the process to reach goals. Yeah. So some people say, there are process guys and there are goal guys. I think both need each other. Yeah, because some goals will never be reached because just the process has been changed and vice versa. So to maintenance the projects and to be close to the projects is for us like a key factor to be successful. Of course, it's difficult, and of course, it can be not done from one person. But it's at the end of the day, it's a key factor to be successful.
I think at the end is just a risk that you have to take and bet on certain things which look good at the starting point, right? And then with your experience as a VC, as a business partner, you just maybe you see 2-3 steps ahead and be the light of the project and guide them through this market to develop the great product. Actually, I had the question for you to tell me top 3 key elements that you are looking.
A founder team is one part. Yes. Then we look very much, let's say on the business plan, let's say on the process. Yeah. Why we're not looking to the goals? Because without implementation of a organic process, let's say, you not reach the goal. Yeah. You can say I want to come from one island to another one. That can be a goal. But we're looking, okay, how the boat looks like, how you want to come from one island to the other one. That's number 2. And I think actually number 3 for us is still important to look to the legal framework. Now we get a lot of projects. They are great projects. They are great visionaries, great founders. And if you hear them talking, you just would say, "Here's my money." And the second,
they are so good marketers.
Yeah, and of course they like to take the money. But then my question is, okay, let me think for one thing. Okay, who I give my money?
Yeah.
Okay, which is the legal entity? Is it in the Bahamas? Is it Cayman? Is it Seychelles, Maldives? Or is it UK? Or is it Europe? So, okay, in which legal entity the money goes?
Very important. Yeah.
Where's the IP? Where are the people? What are the mechanisms to protect money? Because why are we making contracts? We're making contracts because things can go wrong. So when things going wrong, okay, so the contract is, let's say, the final barrier, the final barrier for things to get fixed. So, and of course, if I sign a contract, I would like to know, okay, do I have to fly to, I don't know, flying to the Maldives maybe doesn't sound so bad, but it all takes time and cost. So just where's the leak? So, and here we have a very clear policy. We're only investing in restrictions where we have to know how internally. So it means if a company is from UAE, it's okay. If a company comes like from, let's say, a British law side, like Hong Kong or Singapore, it's okay.
Any red flags that you can mention?
Yeah, of course, there are always red flags. If you have a great idea with a company, maybe in Zimbabwe or something like this, then this would be a red flag. Or also we see that a lot of founders, they're changing, They started with a holding, maybe on the Caymans, but then they got an investor. They want to have a company then here and there. And finally, they have like 10 companies. And none of the companies really have a real framework to invest in it. Then we have to say, okay, we would like to invest, but unfortunately, I don't know in what I'm investing. Yeah, and then a vision is just too less. So we need clear circumstances on a legal framework in what we're investing. But that's only that's like only one of.
I mean, very important point of view to look at. Absolutely.
Now, of course, I trust you. I give you the money at the end of the day, but I have to know, okay, where do I give the money? And not
obviously it's a business. So in business is nothing personal.
Yes,
never is nothing personal.
But we just make now the experience. We had like in Liechtenstein one of our bank accounts and custodian by a bank, and they just informed us. So they don't do any payments anymore to Dubai or from Dubai to Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
So if you have your business in let's say in Crypto Valley somewhere, in Switzerland or Liechtenstein, and the only bank who you work cannot even take your money, okay. And this all must be in a contract, this must be settled.
But what would you do in a scenario where everything looks good, absolutely everything looks good, but the founder or like let's say 2-3 members are like very hard personalities, like during meetings.
If I know from a woman before I married her, she's a problem, then maybe I should not marry it. That's so, and I want to say the same here. If someone is an idiot before, he will be not an idiot or no idiot after it. And I personally believe in partnership and I believe in trust. So I never have bad intentions or we are not jealous to anyone. We want that people are successful because I can be only successful if they are successful. So And this is what in what we believe, yeah. And of course, if someone is an idiot before, is an idiot after it, yeah. But a lot of idiots know very well how to manage themselves, not look like an idiot. So most likely you find it out during the process.
Yeah. I mean, something like you really see from the beginning that is hard to communicate, or he's very tough on some particular points of view. He's very strict, but with this back end, right? Like the product is great, but you have this particularly reason where you see the personality is hard to be managed, and you need to all the time during the meetings to have this ping pong during the conversation to find the common points is very quite stressful, right? To do this. But
I mean,
what will be your approach? You will go for that, or you say,
no, I would not go for it. I'm just
everything is green line, right?
Yeah, everything is green light
Okay.
because we, at the end of the day, we're investing in people. Look, if I have a CFO and he's very, let's say, detailed, let's put it on this way, it's okay. It's a job of a CFO.
Yeah.
If I have a marketing guy who talks all the time, it's his job. I understand this, and that's all manageable. But if just someone who doesn't fit from the beginning, then just let it go, in my opinion.
It's a very valuable thing because a lot of people, they can say, no, I will manage, I will see, can adjust. But actually, if something is, as you mentioned, it doesn't look good for the starting point, and you have this feeling of like a pin there all the time, you should take in a very important decision.
I mean, look, this is something what I mentioned. You cannot watch inside of people what's really going on. And of course, during the process, you see how they are. But
and they always try to put their best version, right? Like everything looks good.
But it's okay. I mean, we're all trying to do this. We all want to be successful, and everyone looks to us and all this kind of thing, especially in Dubai. But the real world looks different. And we have to understand we're all like human beings at the end of the day, and we're doing mistakes. The topic is, how do I manage my mistakes? And I would say that's a bigger problem, because a lot of people, even you tell them this in a nice, friendly way, they take it very personally. Their ego is so high that you just say, oh my God, And that's, I mean, there's something what I have seen also during like choosing partners for the company or hiring people. Let's say there are a lot of people who are very unhonest from the beginning, or they just want to bridge something. Or they want to use you to leverage something, their personal network and all those kind of things. And of course, I have to believe what I see at the beginning if I don't have anything else to compare.
Yeah.
And but at one point you just have to say, okay, it doesn't work. The guy also don't understand the messages. Yeah. And I mean the self-critical. Yeah. It's not so that I'm, let's say that I believe that I know everything the best. So you must be able to reflect also. Yeah. But at one point, if it just doesn't work, then just forget it and move forward. Yeah. And then just make a cut. Unfortunately, even if you try to make a nice cut with people, just because of their ego, they don't understand this. They take it personally, and then they're running around. So I had all of this in my life, like as everyone somehow,
From the mistake perspective, I found that mistake is just the front end action, right? But in the back end of the mistake is what's most importantly is the intention. How you landed at that mistake. You landed with a good intention, or you landed with bad intention, right? Because if it's backed by a good intention and the end result is wrong, that's not a problem. That's very fine.
Look,
we can adjust that.
Yes, but look, we're all making decisions now. And let's imagine someone don't have a bad intention and all these kind of things. We make a decision now. And even you think you do know everything right. For example, you buy an apartment and you check everything. Price is good, location is good, neighbors is good, tower, good quality, and all these kind of things. Yeah, you buy it in a good intention. You think you do the right thing, and just 1 year later, you get a tower directly in front of you. Where supposed to be a park. Yeah. And it's the same with life. You can do in a moment. You think you do all good in a good intention without hurting people and doing the right things. And then you just find out like a year later and say, my God, why I haven't seen this? But
You couldn't.
you couldn't.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. This is what I mean. You cannot really watch inside. You cannot really watch inside of people to see what's really going on in them, and that's just. I mean, there's nothing to change. It's just how life is.
Exactly.
You have to manage it, and you have to take it as it comes, and do just the best out of it. So.
I want you to choose one thing out of these three.
Okay.
You have the choice, right? And the first option is a powerful mindset that believes and supports everything what you aim to achieve. A network with 5 billionaires where you hang out with them on a daily basis. And the charm and ability to take a yes from every single woman you invite at dinner.
I would take the first one. I'm a hard worker, so I never got something for free. And I do not expect to get something for free in the future. I work for my money as everyone else. And I appreciate, it doesn't matter if it's a taxi driver or billionaire who wakes up every morning, goes to work and bring money home. So that's it. That's a clear answer.
Yes.
And that makes me self-confidence, because everyone who is successful is a good example. And I also hope to good example to people around me, if it's my colleagues or employees, to be a good example. And it's not only of making money, everyone used to be, there were millions, then 100 millions, and now everyone have to be a billionaire. I don't have this. I believe in hard work, and if you work hard, then you get opportunities. And if you also get opportunities and you work hard, you get the right billionaires around you who's supporting you, and very often they not even have to be billionaires. And how many Lamborghinis you need in your garage to be happy? Yeah, and happiness is a very funny thing. Yeah. Most people are happy to buy one. If they have it, they are not happy anymore. So for that
everything
reason,
is backed by an iron mindset, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's iron mindset for me is not how often you fall; it's how you stand up. Yeah, and
yes.
and this is like
4, 7, stand 8.
Yes, exactly. So, and this is how I think, if I just would calculate how much I was falling over the last 3 or 4 years, how often I got betrayed by partners, people stole money and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, if I think back, I was say, oh my God, how this can be happen? But the point is, I every time was standing up and I start walking again, and I've been more successful as I've been before. And that's my character. And I also have this because I not only believe in myself, I also believe in values. And if you believe in values, then money is not in the first row.
Where do you take this resilience from? Like, is really something internal? You have this drive of constantly fighting for what you want to achieve? Like, all the time you will be there in the front line to...
I am as I am. So if you ask me a question, you get a honest answer. So very often people, they don't like me because of this, because I have a black humor and maybe mirroring them something, but I have the same conflict with myself. So I'm also very critical to myself. But how you want to develop? I mean, most people, I don't think I'm ready. I'm now 50 years old. I don't think I'm ready. Yeah, and I like to have young people around me. I like to have visionaries around me. And a lot of people, let's say, they think about, how do I retire? I not even have one of these sorts. For me, it's okay, what is the next what I can do? Yeah, maybe it's completely something different in the future. I don't know. But for me, it's okay, what do I do next? Because life is not, that's my personal opinion. Yeah. So life is not at the end someone asks you, how did you live? The question is, what did you do with your life? Yeah, and there I can say, okay, look, I have family, I have kids, I was married, yeah, I build a house, and I try to do good things for the community. I try to invest in startups, I try to make other people successful, I try to help them, yeah. So, and I think this is all about life.
Who is Oliver behind all this front-end life?
I would answer this in a different way. I would say what I don't want to be. I don't want to be sitting at home
watching Netflix.
Yeah, no, watching Netflix is okay sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, like boring stuff or something.
No, it's just I don't want to give up this positive part to wake up every morning, to go outside, to live my life in a positive way, to meet people, to help them. And a good thing is, it's a very funny thing. If you are in a difficult situation, most likely you get help from people who you would not expect to get it. So, and I want to be someone every day for a person who I don't know, but doing something good for him. Yeah, because this is a good feeling at the end of the day. Yeah, and I think, of course, this has nothing to do with now with Helion Ventures. Yeah,
but, it's just a matter of.
But principally, I think if you give good things to people, you get good things back. All human people are looking for opportunities and chances, and of course, some of them they can do it, some of them they don't want, and so on. But there are some people who are just waiting for you. They're waiting for you that you, in this moment in their life, you give them, I don't know, this little kick, that they're doing something what I would not be able to do.
You're exactly the right person at the right moment.
Yes.
And actually, this is the way how you elevate your energy as an individual, by doing this and have this impact in others people's lives is just a beautiful fulfillment.
Yes, and I think that's so that's the reason why I would say I don't know where I will be in 20 years, but I can tell you what I don't want to be. And I don't want to sit at home. I don't want to be sad with myself because I haven't used opportunities or something like this. No, I want to go out. I want to meet people. I want to do successful business, but not for myself, with other ones for a bigger goal, let's say.
Awesome. Oliver, thank you very much for today.
Yes,
we need to wrap it up.
You.
It was absolutely a pleasure to have you here. Yes, guys, I hope you got some valuable insights from Oliver perspectives, how he sees the entire investment process, how he does approach all this part of blockchain industry, the beauty behind, and the innovation. You can find us on all major platforms on social media as Iron Capital News. Drop me a comment below. Please subscribe if you consider. And I'm waiting you for the next one. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much again for inviting. It was a pleasure talking with you. And let's have...
We'll see each other on the next one. Yes.
See each other on the next one, yes.
Thank you, Oliver. Thank you very much.